this one right here, we didn't got Scorcher, Daily Duppy, got just the Duppy, but you got with Scorcher coming into it, and mainly with all his other ones too, all his other ones, his other lastresses, other ones and everything else, and especially with him, having just this lyric one coming into it. So this one really elevates it, because I feel like his elevation is crazy, like a crazy elevation of lyrics and everything else, especially for him to just have something like this, just with the Duppy and just everything else with just this lyrics thing. So you got something really in Scalevate here. So with this whole thing, Duppy, Daily Duppy, and it's just Scalevate.
I'm from a place where there's talent in abundance. Weed that we're blowing got us power in the functions. I see niggas blowing up, patting up the youngers. Probably on the oboe right now, cause we hanging with some bangs that's amongst us. Friends never change, we just see the shit clearer now. You ain't gotta say nothing, though I have to air me out. I done some dirt with some people and had to clear them out. You think they're trying to build you up, they're trying to tear you down. I don't really trust a lot of people anymore. Cause I couldn't see them when I really was at war. Cause I couldn't see them when I really was on tour. But everybody's there when they see you get awards. My brother bounce back, it's just another day in the life. As a little man, I used to love playing with knives. If you ain't built for this shit, you better.
And he, like the whole thing, like he said, he was built for this stuff. How it comes around, how it goes around. He says, as a little stew, a little teenager, you used to play with them, you love to play with them sticks and them whole things. And he said you used to play with them knives and everything else. And he said, if you ain't built for this, then stay, just stay in the refix, like stay in your refix zone. Like you got that whole refix zone and everything else. Like it's just, with the whole thing coming from it, and the whole thing, him building his whole consistencies and his, thing, like he just rolls it around.
Stay on the side before you war. Cause I couldn't see them when I really was on tour. But everybody's there when they see you get awards. My brother bounce back, it's just another day in the life. As a little man, I used to love playing with knives. If you ain't built for this shit, you better stay on the side before you end up with your name and a K on a rap. Yeah. If it don't kill you, it only makes you stronger. Mad times I heard that I turned into a monster. You got a bucket list with shard and some lobster. Look on my bucket list, I'm trying to get an Oscar. Everybody best friends with everyone. I just pray that no situation that's techie comes. You put that man under pressure and watch their belly run. When you put man under pressure, you know I get it done, they're better in groups. You better tell him recruit. If he can't stand on his own, then put your brethren on mute. I'd rather battle forever than put my neck in the noose. And dog, I pray that you're the same before you end up confused. Yeah, the pain in the rain, I'm just setting the mood for the next couple decades when you get off the stoop. I'm trying to fly so high for the sunburn. Lot of shit from my dad, I'm trying to unlearn. The streets got us feeling proud that we done bird. I came home and found out that was absurd. Fuck being in the mix, I just observe. They try to hit me with a 6.
That he said F that, being a reserve, being the middleman of the reserve. He said, I feel so fly that I feel like the earth is even pursed and everything else. Like he said, he feel like everything else was, he was in his own kind of zone. Like he was basically saying, with the whole thing, and he had his own type of reversing thing. And he said, forget it being in a mix, I'm trying to be in the reserve. Like, I'm trying to be the reserve person that's, just putting down these sentences, putting down these lyrics, like what he's already doing. Like, he's already doing his whole part. Like, he's doing his lyrics, his whole things. And then you just got this whole just other Inska bit. So he's really just, ragging them down, those whole vocals, those vocals, those lyrics, just put those markdowns, those lyrics.
Of a stop search. My dog thought I might snitch, we had some strong words. If I broke it all down, it'd be a long verse. The shit could have been a lot worse. Could've got my box fit for that long hearse. They tried to stab me in my neck when they was rushing me. I wouldn't know it if I never saw my top burst. A little scratch on the shoulder, but it did not hurt. They done a poor job. No money and murder and had to walk off. So when you mention my name, it's best you talk soft, yeah? I'm on the N-way, doing up mileage. I went ghost for a bit, came back then posted a pic. I came back stylish, watch out, your babe might like it. They catch me in the station, I'm silent. Your attitude's bad, but really, you ain't that violent. When I say I pull strings, there ain't no violence. I might pull up on your babe like climbing.
He said, when I pull strings, you know there is no violence. And he said, you might see me in the station, but you might see me moving silent. Hey, you might see me in silent. Hey, the whole thing. And the whole referee, like the way he just refereeing himself, and the way he's just condoning himself, like he's giving us the analytics of him, like the real genetics of him and everything else. Like he's giving us just the consents of him. Like he got a consents of compossible and everything else, like just the most realist thing. But he said, you know, you might see him playing the, you know, whole, like they got all these other things like the violins, the Warshows, they got all these little things, but he said you might not see him, you know, pulling those strings like the whole strings.
To do what I say, no Simon. Yeah, I can see it all changing, the plays on the radio rising. I find it vaguely surprising to spin these dicks as a baby assignment. I had to build up my team from the mudwood where I ain't got no major in my team. Yeah, I'm 15 years deep in this. I know all these rap nicks and the secrets. I see it all clear, but I never speak on it. You wanna bang for a piece of pavement where you're standing? Your choice, you can leak on it. I see rap niggas fall when it's peak for them, cause they ain't got no street in them. Sneaky men. And I ain't like them at the end of the day. I ain't tryna beg no friend with a fake. I ain't signed to a major pretending I ain't gotta act cool with no one, cause I ain't good with the same ones when I step through the gate. Original 9 boy, make no mistake. By the earth's my turf, I don't wreck no stake. I'm going in and I'm going off, mate. From I came home, I had an off day. I just got a picture of my man. But last time I took a photo, I got paid. Yeah, I had a long day. Skipped out sex, but I got brain. Something got wet, but it's not rain. Man done a 187, but it's not bait. Could've been an artist or been an accountant. Took a wrong turn, met demons on bounces. I'm really about it. Don't get man mad like say you won't see me without it. My flick now fit real neat in my outfit. My man said he's on me, but I doubt it. Just me, one up, no team man around me. I came back firing, I've been in the mountains. Yeah.
He said with a whole thing coming into it, but you got with the whole Scorcher and the Daily Duppy and just this lyrics thing coming into it. So this makes it another, you know, elevation, like the way it was just coming, the way it was just doing, like he said, my man and everything else, you know, with the whole thing. But you had the lyrics on the dress, like everything he was doing, it was just dress fully, like he would just had it bloasting and everything else, you know, muzzering going around. But you got with Scorcher and the whole Daily Duppy and just this whole thing just coming around to it. Like it was just Clayson and everything else with his lyrics and just these main Scocos and everything else. But you got Scorcher and everything else. But you guys don't like this though, most definitely go trials with it, go flares with it, go watch it for you guys self, like, comment, everything else, and just with this flash shows.